damaged. She tried to jump on this leather chair. What in the world? Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some of my personal best reptile tips and tricks that you can use for like literally anything reptile related. I can almost guarantee that regardless of where you are, unless you're an expert, you can learn something from this video, because some of these things even I just started doing recently, because you don't hear about everything. So this is why I'm making this video, in order to try and share some of the things that have helped me, honestly, with you guys. First off, right here I just have Athena. She is so fat. She's my red bearded dragon. Depending on how much I'm able to fit in this video in a timely manner and your guys' response, so if you guys like this video, I will make a part 2, because I guarantee I am leaving something out or missing something that could be considered a tip for owning reptiles. So my first tip is to watch what you get from Reptile EXPOS. Now this first tip might seem kind of like blunt and like random, but it'll make sense later on. Reptile EXPOS are vendor based, so a bunch of vendors and businesses or companies, all and like reptile enthusiasts, join in one area to sell products, animals, anything related to like reptile paraphernalia. So these vendors go to a lot of shows, they pack up their things, spread them out, pack them up, spread them out, like that's what they do. So in the meantime, their products can be damaged, in the arms. She tried to jump on this leather chair. Anyway, yeah, they can be like, you know, kind of damaged from just being put up and down, defective. And this can really be any product, but especially from Reptile EXPOS, I've experienced a lot of bulb issues. Sometimes their products can be even old or expired as well, because I've seen vendors who have like their products even look a little bit dusty, and you check the expiration date and it's expired. So when you go to Reptile EXPOS, make sure you check the date, check the quality of the product. If you're buying a light bulb, because I have bought many light bulbs in the past that have blown out, especially from Reptile EXPOS, check the bulb, make sure it's not shattered or anything before you take it home. Anyway, that brings me on to my second tip, which is to use ceramic heat emitters. So this may not be a tip to some people, it may be just obvious, but I started using these recently this year, and I love these so much. This is a ceramic heat emitter. They are heavy bulbs, and they just screw into any other regular socket, and they come in a bunch of different watts, just like regular bulbs. They don't give off any light, but they give off a ton of heat. These things get very, very hot. They are ceramic, and they're about the same price as a regular basking glass bulb. Why does she keep doing that? You see us here? Alright guys, so since I'm not holding Athena anyway, I just bought out my spook noodle, Odysseus. He's my little hatchling corn snake, and I'm just... What in the world? I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. Guys, I'm like, what? Athena, why? Can you just sit on the back of the chair, please? Anyway, the third tip is to check your heat bulbs and heat mats regularly. So I've had like personal stories with this one. My corn snake Odysseus, I was taking him out. He wasn't on his heat mat side, so I just thought he was like cooler because he wasn't on his warm side. However, like it was like 3 days I think in a row, and then I realized he's not just cold from being on the other side of his tank. So I feel like his heat mat, and it's brick cold. So his heat mat just malfunctioned, stopped working. That's unfortunate, but I had to buy him a new one. Also Athena, her light fixture, I thought it was the bulb, but her fixture was like kind of faulty. So I ended up thinking like her bulb was out because she was like pushing her hide to the cool end of her tank, and she just kept sleeping in it. So I found that weird, and that was like for 2 days straight. Do not jump again. Do not jump, no. Alright, I think it's time for her to go away. Alright guys, now we have Hercules behind me. He is way more chill than Athena, so he should stay. So anyway, like I was saying, I thought something was wrong with Athena's light fixture beacon. You can always tell by an animal's behavior if something's wrong with like their environmental factors. So she was kind of like going into like, she was like sleeping most of the days, and that was like for 2 days straight, and I was like, alright, she's not ruminating, so I go to check and her light is out. So from now on, I just do like regular checks to make sure that my lights are all running and working, including my heat mats, especially ceramic heat emitters, because you can't just look at them. It's impossible to tell because they give off no light, so you actually have to physically touch and check. The fourth, I believe, tip is to have spare parts and spare equipment. And I know this might just sound like obvious, but in a situation or a crisis, you never know what may happen that is going to require you to have that extra bulb or that extra filter or anything really. You never know until something happens. So for example, I have an extra ceramic heat emitter in case my room is freezing and one of my bulbs blow out, or a heating, anything. All I'm saying is like have spare equipment such as hides, tanks, because tanks crack, things break all the time, also malfunction. Bulbs blow out, and I'm just saying, in general, you never know when you're really gonna need something, so at least have like a little bit of extra supply on hand. So the fifth tip is one that I really like, and I've started using now for about the last year, and that is just to write the write the date that you started using your UVB bulb on the base of the bulb. So I'll try and have like a bulb on screen, and I'll like have where you should write it, but this is like a surefire way of knowing what day you used that bulb. So me, I have like 4 something UVB bulbs, so me just writing it down might get a little confusing. So if I literally just write the date on the base of the bulb in a Sharpie, it's not gonna do any harm to the bulb or anything. All it's gonna do is make sure that I know, okay, like this bulb is gonna go out on this day. And also you can set reminders in your calendar or anything for about every 4 to 6 months so that you can replace it on time. So the next, I think 6th tip is to use tile as substrate. People do not use tile as substrate for I really don't know what reasons, even if it's vinyl tile. Tile is easy to clean, easy to find, it prevents impaction, that's like the biggest thing, so there's no risk of impaction, like 100% no risk. It looks nice and modern, so when a tank like Hercules' tank, it looks nice, it's easy to clean, no impaction, it's easy to find, and it's not expensive. Also, if you go to Reptile EXPOS, you can get these pieces of tile specifically cut to a specific tank dimension so that it fits perfectly in and perfectly out. Also, the good thing about tiles is that, let's say you just bring a reptile home and you don't want to use a loose substrate, no, not only for impaction, but because you want to see if it's used in the bathroom, tile is perfect for that as well because it's flat, it's not gonna hide like the poop or anything, so you'll be able to still tell even while having a nicer look. So I forgot what we're up to now, probably like the 7th or 8th, but the next tip is to breed your own feeders. Now this might seem like, okay, like anybody can just breed, or it might seem hard or whatever, but if you dedicate yourself to it, you can really do it. I've tried breeding a couple times and it hasn't exactly worked out, but I also haven't done as much research as I should and have the proper setups, but it's not impossible. People do it all the time. So if you breed your, let's say, mealworms or superworms, that saves so much money. You know exactly where your bugs are coming from, so you know they're not wild caught or bred with like any steroids or hormones or anything like that. And yeah, and just in general, it's a nicer system. You'll always have some on supply, and you can control like your own supply and demand. It's just a lot of benefits, and I'm really planning on starting to breed my own feeders soon in the future. So the next tip is to make everything yourself. So this is obviously like a little exaggerate, but I mean, when you have the chance to make something yourself, make it yourself. So one, it can be like yours, so no one else is gonna have the same thing that you have. 2, it saves a lot of money. It includes tanks, any type of enclosure, hides, food bowls, backgrounds, or really anything else that you can think of that you're gonna have to purchase for your reptile. So I have a lot of DIYs on my channel. If you just go through my channel, I may have a playlist, but I'm not sure. But I have tons of DIYs and things that you can make for your reptiles if you are interested. Alright, so now we're down to the last 2 hacks or tips, tricks, whatever. And this is really a tip. It's just to use some type of hand sanitizer or Purell or any hand disinfectant before and after you're handling your reptiles, more so after than before. So this is just the one I'm using right now. It's like instant hand sanitizer. It smells good, and it makes sure that, especially if you have a lot of animals, especially that you're not spreading, let's say one animal is sick, a disease from one animal to another, or mites or anything like that that you want to really prevent and would hate to have to deal with. Because then let's say you hold your snake and then you go to hold your bearded dragon, and let's say you had mites or whatever on your hand and now your bearded dragon has it, and it's just a nightmare that you could have easily prevented with just some 99-cent hand disinfectant. Nina, my Madagascar hissing cockroach, and I know she's not a reptile, but I think I would put her more towards the reptiles than my hamsters and rodents and mice. Guys, seriously, roaches, a lot of people think they're gross, but they are actually really beautiful. Here we're just kind of unfocused, focus. Alright, there we go. She does not want to go on my face. Oh, never mind. Alright, so the last tip, it depends on the reptile, but the tip is to mist regularly. Most reptiles shed and molt or whatever, and this helps them grow. So a lot of times people run into diseases or, you know, issues related to stuck shed or shed that does not want to come off. And usually that's by really dry climate or, you know, really dry enclosures. So by you just misting your animals, well, at least once a day, depending on if it's not making the humidity too high or whatever, then I definitely recommend doing that so that 1, you prevent stuck shed, and 2, your animals can drink from when you mist on them. So reptiles, but again, it depends on the reptile. So if your reptile hates being misted, or if they really should not be misted at all, then you obviously can completely avoid this tip. But if you have like a bearded dragon, maybe not so much for like a leopard gecko, just help it spray and mist it down, it'll drink. Anyway, that's it guys. By the way, this video was suggested by you guys. I did create a poll on my channel, which if you didn't know, YouTubers can create polls on their channel where their subscribers can go vote for different things. I posted, I think a couple days ago, or maybe a week by the time I post this, that, you know, I have 3 different video ideas, and this one got the most votes. So the other 2 I will be doing sometime in the future. If you want to go check those out, you can still go and vote right now so I know which one to do next, and that just helps me out so I can know what kind of videos you guys want. Anyway, I've really been talking and rambling a lot now, so I'm going to end the video here. I'll see you guys in my next one, and thank you for watching. Oh my gosh. Hercules, you are so good. He is so good.